All right, so today I actually have something that's pretty exciting. I was playing around with this tool called lovable.dev, which is a sponsor for my other channel. And I just wanted to try it, so I typed in what do you call it, a prompt. It's like an AI app developer thing. And I just typed in a prompt just to see what is this tool? And I didn't really think that it would be that great. I thought it would be like a good help, but I didn't think it would be, let me rephrase that. I thought it would be good. I didn't think it would be this good, if that makes sense. This is not an ad at all. Unfortunately, I'm not getting paid for this. I am getting paid on the other channel. I'm not getting paid on this one. But we don't have to talk about them. But I basically gave it a prompt just to see, because I was like a few years ago, I was working on this workout tracking app, and I was working on it for a while. I've been wanting it since 2018, and now there are other apps out there like Strong that does pretty much what I want, but I just feel like it doesn't look the way that I want, and it doesn't feel the way that I want. So I still, in the back of my head, feel like I would want this app, but I just don't have time, and I don't think the idea is good enough for me to spend time on it, if that makes sense. Like, I think it's a half decent idea, but compared to the dating app that I'm working on right now, I don't think it's anywhere close to as good of an idea. And so it doesn't make sense to be working on it. But I basically typed in a prompt and then spent like 2 hours yesterday, which is not long, but 2 hours just fine-tuning it a little bit. And then the rest of the evening fine-tuning it. And I ended up buying a domain name called ExerLogs.com. Stands for exercise log. And this is the name that I had back in the day too when I was working on this. ExerLogs.com. And I was able to make it. So now I have the workout tracking app, and because I felt like it was kind of good, I just added like user signing. This was basically for myself. I want to have this app, and in order to have this app, I need to have the data be persistent across my devices and all that stuff. So I added Superbase, which you can connect to the Lovable thing, and basically just got this built, and now it works. You can sign up for it if you want to. I'm not going to spend much time on this. I'm probably going to spend more time than I should, but I'm not going to spend much time as my goal on this app. I'm just trying to improve it slightly to make it what I want. I want it to be free. It's nothing special, but it's just supposed to be like the easiest workout tracking app that you can have. So I did a workout yesterday just to try it out. And wait, I need to change the scroll direction because natural. Okay, so I did a workout yesterday. This is the workout. Barbell shoulder press, seated cable row, incline dumbbell press, rear delt cable flies, lateral raise cable, hip hinge. These are the weights that I was doing, and basically it gives me all of this data, which is like, this is how much weight I've lifted this week. This is how many sets that I've done. This is how many workouts, how many reps. And then you can check the total volume for this week. And the idea with this is that if you filter by month, for instance, you get the weeks of the month. And the idea then is that you can kind of see when you should be taking like a deload week. Mostly this is probably going to be based on weight. I'm not entirely sure. I need some sort of system to figure that out. But the idea is that you can see that, okay, this week I did 3,000 kilos lifted. Next week, maybe I did 6,000 kilos. Next week, 9,000 kilos. Then on week 3, I might want to go back to like 6,000 kilos to do a deload week. This is super nerdy and super maybe not interesting for everyone, but this is what I like. And what I can do is I can press repeat workout, and it will basically just add everything in the way that it was in the last workout that I did. But we can also, let's just delete all of this. If we want to, this is where it starts out. And here you can just type in an exercise of whatever you want to name it. You can name it that. And then you type in how many sets you want to do. And then you type in an X and then how many reps you want to do. And the idea is I wanted to combine like Excel and the Notes app. Like I wanted something as simple as a Notes app, but with the power and with the power of Excel, if that makes sense. So 3 times 10 at whatever weight you did, and then you type in what the weight was. And then you basically get this here, and you can save it if you want to. We're not going to save this. But what's really cool is that I also added an autocomplete feature. So if I type in barbell shoulder press, and I press that, then I get the previous workout. This is what I did on the previous workout, because most likely for the next workout, if I'm following a basic program, and I don't even need to be following a basic program if I'm using this app, because I can just repeat my workouts and do progressive overload super simply, because basically what I want to do is be able to track progressive overload super easily. And so the way that I can do that is next week when I do barbell shoulder press, I can see I can repeat the workout if I want to, or I can just say, well, I did 5 reps last time on 50 kilos, so maybe I want to do 6 reps this week, and I can just change that however I want, 6 reps, or maybe I want to increase the weight. Depends on what I want to do, but let's say that I do 5 reps and I increase the weight to like 55 kilos. And then we save that workout. Then we can go to the history tab and we'll see that on Monday I did 3,600 kilos lifted. On Tuesday I did 1,000 kilos lifted. And I mean, this stuff, I just think it's so cool just to be able to see that throughout the week, and then also to be able to filter it by month if I want to, and change it to like reps, sets, weight, whatever I want to track, I can track it. And what's also really cool is that if we go to barbell shoulder press now, we actually get a linear, or if we go to the analytics page, then we can filter out whatever exercise we want to look at. But if we look at barbell shoulder press for 5 reps, then we can see that my weight has increased from 50 kilos to now 55 kilos. And if you expand that for like, I don't know how many weeks or months or years, you'll be able to see like a really cool line chart of your progress, which I think is really cool. So this is just a side project that I, again, won't spend much time on. It's just for fun. It's just for me, myself, to be able to track my workouts super simply. But if you want to check that out, you can go check it out. And now we're going to get back to the actual app that we want to build. I'm kind of scared of doing this with like the Lovable thing, because I'll probably be able to do this. But I think there's some value personally for me right now in just working on it for myself and trying to build it, even though I'm using like ChatGPT a lot. I think there's some value in doing it this way. Maybe not. I don't know. I do realize that I'm pretty much doing the same thing, just a little bit slower maybe by using ChatGPT. But I do think there are some limitations probably with Lovable. I don't know where the limitations are, but I feel like there would be limitations. So it works for that like super simple workout tracking app, but maybe it won't work for this. I haven't tried it, so I shouldn't say it, but we'll see. I'm going to continue doing it this way, at least for a while. Okay. So last video, I was doing a no talking video. And that was, I don't remember why I did that, but there was some reason that I did it. I think I didn't really have time. So I wanted to just focus on coding instead of talking about the stuff that I'm going to do. But we'll see where we were at. Okay. Okay, so this, I think, is what I was dealing with last time. When we run the app, we end up in the wait queue here. So then we'll run it on the phone as well. And what we expect is for another user to show up here. But anytime we leave a phone call, then our previous position in the queue should get deleted so that we end up at the bottom of the queue again in case there are like 100 people waiting to get matched. So now we can test this because now we've been connected in a phone call. If we press leave on this one, then we left and got back connected to the same user, which shouldn't happen in the future, but for now it kind of works. But what happens is the user basically gets re-added to the queue, which is just not correct. So the problem, I think, is that when one user presses leave, then we need to sort of like, so if there are two users here that are connected in the phone call, and this user presses leave, then we need to send two signals back to both of these users to leave, to kind of detach them from the phone call, so they end up in the queue again waiting to be connected to someone. But that means that we also, or when that phone call happens, we need to delete these previous entries in the wait list, which we don't do right now. And that's what I was working on last time, and I wasn't able to get it to work. So I think we need to have a look. All right, so it seems like we've solved it. So what happens now is if I press, let's make this a little bit smaller so that we can do this at the same time. So as you can see right now, this says 1A and this says D9. And if I press leave call here, then they will get reconnected. And if we update this, then these IDs changes, which means that we removed the previous, these two users from the previous spots that they had in the queue. And then we added them back into the queue, because if I'm in a call now and then I leave the call, that means that I have to re-enter the queue at that stage, so that I don't keep my queue place from like an hour ago, maybe when I opened the app. So that works. The only thing is that there is some sort of issue with the fact that we never, if we watch the CloudWatch logs here, the raw event that we send is only containing this information. But what it should actually contain is it should contain this information. So it should contain something called request context, and then within that we should have route key, join matchmaking, message ID, blah blah blah. All of this should be included, but for some reason it's not included. And I've been trying to get ChatGPT to help me with this, but it seems ChatGPT can't figure it out. All it says is like, well, you have to add the route to the API gateway, and the route exists in the API gateway. The route is the route that we send, because we send the route down here. Let's see. Here we send leave call and we set it here. Leave call, action is leave call. And same thing up here, action is join matchmaking, and join matchmaking works. It has a request context, it has all the stuff that's needed. I don't really understand why one has it and one doesn't have it. I don't know what's going on really, and ChatGPT seems to have no clue what's going on either, because it just keeps telling me to do the same thing and then says that, well, now you can check and you'll probably see request context and then route key is leave call, blah blah blah. But it's not. Let's try Mr. Grok instead, just as a Hail Mary, kind of hoping that it will solve this, but it probably won't. Okay. So we'll copy the CloudWatch logs. All right, my neighbors are remodeling their bathroom, so there's just a constant like boo. It's quiet now, but you probably heard it. I don't know. Anyway, I don't really seem to be able to figure this out. Now it's starting. I can't figure it out. We are, however, able to leave the phone calls, and that will update this, so we don't keep adding another user to this wait list, which is good. But the only issue now is that we don't seem to be able to actually call the specific route that we're trying to call and send the information that we want to send. I'm also not really sure, because it doesn't seem, when I look at the CloudWatch logs here, we do send the leave call message. So this was 11:01. Let's try it again. See. So we do send the leave call message, but we don't seem to be sending the join matchmaking thing again. And if I look at what gets printed out, what seems to happen is we just get automatically matched again. Handling match with call ID. So we should see where that happens. Handling match with call ID. Data contains key call ID. So it seems like we just get rematched again with the same user. We should probably print this. Because we want to see do we get connected to a new call or what happens. Because it might be that we just get reconnected with the same call, in which case, no good. That's not what we want. Handling match with call ID. Okay, so call ID is 3AB. You remember that? Tell me later. Now we're going to press leave call and see if 3AB is the call that we get connected back to. Because if that's the case, 5BF. Okay, so we don't get reconnected in the same call. That's a good thing, because that was what I was a little bit worried about, because it would have meant that we just get reconnected to the same call, and we don't send the join matchmaking. I don't really know where the join matchmaking, where that logic is happening right now, because it seems like it does match the users somehow, even though I don't know where, because we don't seem to be sending it from the client side. Current state is connecting, false, is call active. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, so this is where we re-enter them into the matchmaking thing. Okay, yeah, I think it works pretty well. Like the only thing is the route thing that for some reason doesn't seem to be working the way that it should. And I don't know how to solve it. I've been working on it for like 2 hours now. I haven't been able to solve it. So we're going to call it a day, come back on Friday, and hopefully be able to solve it then. I've been using a new mic today, so hopefully the audio will be good. But let me know what you think in the comments, and also let me know if you did try out the ExerLogs thing. Send me emails at cal@caltech.com if you want to give me feedback on either of these videos or the ExerLogs workout tracker thing. I won't be able to reply to everything. I'm really bad at replying to stuff in general, but I do read the things. So if you send it to me, I will read it. I might not reply to it, but I will read it. I have a hard time just replying to like family and friends at this point. So like replying to a bunch of emails as well is not super easy. So bear with me, but I will read it. I promise you I will read it. So yeah. Thank you for watching. I hope I'll see you in the next one.